Beyoncé. Here's a name that's performed the linguistic equivalent of a mic drop. What started as a mother's creative reconfiguration of her own maiden name, Beyoncé, has evolved into something far more potent, a one-word manifesto of excellence. Beyoncé Giselle Knowles Carter. The name itself is a journey through Black American naming conventions, French influence, and Southern tradition. But it's what she did with that first name. That's where the revolution begins. It's fascinating how Beyoncé has transcended the normal constraints of a proper noun. It's no longer just a name. It's an adjective. That's so Beyoncé. A verb. She really Beyoncé'd that performance. And a standard of measurement on a scale of 1 to Beyoncé. The accent mark isn't just orthography. It's a crown. That acute accent turned the final E into a throne, transforming a surname into a royal decree. In a world of first-name celebrity, she's achieved something even rarer, single-name divinity, like Cleopatra or Madonna, but with better choreography. What's particularly brilliant is how the name has become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Its uniqueness demanded excellence. After all, you can't be mediocre with a name that announces itself like a fanfare. It's rather like being named Victory and then winning everything just to live up to it. The bee has become its own iconography, spawning the Bayhive, turning her fans into subjects, her concerts into religious experiences. She's achieved what marketers dream of, when your name becomes its own brand, but better, because it's not just selling products, it's selling possibility. From Destiny's Child's Beyoncé to Just Be to the self-proclaimed Queen Bey, each iteration adding layers of meaning like sediment forming diamonds under pressure. The accent mark isn't just pronunciation guidance. It's a demarcation between the person and the phenomenon. The name Beyoncé has become a form of cultural shorthand for a specific kind of excellence, one that combines flawless execution with unapologetic ambition. It's not just success. It's success with a statement. When someone says, "She's our office Beyoncé," everyone knows exactly what that means. Excellence that doesn't ask permission. The name carries embedded code from multiple concepts. Perfectionism, the endless takes until it's flawless. Ownership, controlling her narrative, her masters, her image. And evolution, from pop star to cultural icon to business mogul. It's become a one-word thesis on power and possibility. In entertainment, it's a standard of performance. In business, it's a model of brand building. In cultural discourse, it's a reference point for discussions about race, gender, and power. The name has become a prism, refracting different meanings depending on where you stand. The most fascinating element, the way the name has become both bigger than the person and inextricably linked to her. Unlike other mononyms, Madonna, Prince, Cher, Beyoncé hasn't detached from its origin. Instead, it's deepened its connection while expanding its meaning. It's like a word that's simultaneously a proper noun, a cultural moment, and an aspiration. Beyoncé, beyond the surface shine. The name is a cultural password that opens different doors. Want to discuss Black excellence? Beyoncé. Female entrepreneurship? Beyoncé. The intersection of art and commerce? Beyoncé. The evolution of modern celebrity? Beyoncé. A single spotlight fades in. A name that began as a mother's maiden name remixed became so powerful that corporations now measure their quarterly earnings in units of Beyoncé. A name that turned into a one-word revolution. Somewhere between Bills, and Renaissance, between Houston and the Louvre, between mortal and myth, that accent mark stopped being pronunciation guidance and became a crown. What started as creative spelling became our modern Midas. Everything it touches turns to cultural gold. It's not just a name anymore. It's a frequency that makes corporations sit up straight and stadiums hold their breath. Indeed, let it echo through the corridors of cultural history, where a surname became a sovereignty, and a mother's tribute became tomorrow's truth. Spotlight dims. And for once in the history of ambitious baby naming, the name wasn't big enough. The accent mark glows like a distant star, and somewhere, a formation of dancers begins to move in perfect synchronization. Just remember, somewhere in Houston, before all this, someone looked at their baby girl and thought, yes, that's the one. That's the name. Spotlight fades to black.